Greetings, Michael, my co-worker in the Bora Finance Awareness Campaign. Robert, the voice. This is Michael, the educator. I'll let him introduce himself thoroughly. Well, today, I just want maybe to before I introduce the topic, I'll let Michael introduce himself. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Michael, the educator. We are here again to highlight and create more awareness about Bora DAO, blockchain. Tell you the difference between the two, what is blockchain, what is Bora, and a few awareness here and there. So thank you for listening. As I always say, please don't forget to click like us, subscribe, and be able to be part of our YouTube channel, Telegram, and Instagram. Thank you.
So as Michael was briefly touched, today's focus point will be specifically the idea of blockchain. What it is, what examples of what examples of blockchain are there. We're going to also just briefly touch on why we chose Cardano, because people are going to be seeing it everywhere. They're going to be seeing it on the charts. Cardano is a chosen or preferred blockchain platform, but Michael will obviously educate the public, and especially the students, about why we're moving in this direction. So, Michael, just as we go ahead and start this discussion, this conversation, tell us, why did Bora Finance go for Cardano? And then we shall go on into explain.
Okay, as we always say, we have different blockchains. To mention about a few, we have Ethereum, we have.
Or maybe if I stop you, yes, sorry for interjection.
Yes.
Maybe the better way to create the logical path would be, let's maybe discuss what a blockchain is.
Yes.
Define a blockchain, and then once people are very clear what the definition of a blockchain is, then we shall start building on top of that. So let's lay the foundation, then we shall maybe end with why we chose this specific one. So I started at the end, yes, but maybe we can reverse it and start properly. So just maybe explain to us what blockchain is. Michael, the educator.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Robert. Blockchain, as we know, understand it, blockchain is a shared immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transactions and tracking assets in a business network. An asset can be a tangible, a house, a car, a cash, land, or any other intangible intellectual property, or patent, or copyright, or branding. So basically, blockchain is shared. It's a shared kind of ledger, a shared community, shared. I don't know how I can put it in a layman's language, but
maybe I can help with that aspect of the normal,
yes,
layman's language. That is heavily technical. So there's a word I had in there, ledger.
Ledger, yes.
So that's the word that you normally find in bookkeeping, yes, in accounts.
Yes.
A ledger is just a book, as a number of books where they keep records, yes, in accounts. So basically, what a blockchain is like an electronic or, yes, a digital system or way of recording information, yes, or whether transactions or assets or liabilities, exactly, just like what you do in a normal sales, exactly, like you'd have in a normal business setting, exactly, in a traditional way. Exactly. So you say that it's shared immutable. The other word I had was immutable. Yes. Meaning?
Oh, shared immutable. Immutable, or the word shared. You share something that can be accessed by the entire globe, by entire community. That it's not a centralized thing. It's not something that is managed by an individual. It is out there for everybody to be able to access. That's why we call it shared immutable. But you cannot manipulate it. It is shared, but you are unable to manipulate it. The moment information is out there on blockchain, no an individual can manipulate it, but it can be seen, can be accessed, but not manipulated by it. So it's a decentralized kind of system.
So now I get it. So the other key word is immutable, meaning that it's fixed.
Exactly.
It's unchangeable.
Yes.
It's set.
Exactly.
The minute data is logged on there, it cannot be tampered with or altered. That's it.
Yes.
Oh, very interesting. And then, maybe explain to us how this blockchain thing works, now that we understand essentially what it is. Before, maybe you know how it works. This technology, how long has it been in existence? Is it something that's fairly new? Maybe you don't know the precise dates.
The precise date I may be having a rough idea.
Yeah.
Blockchain or cryptocurrency came in existence in the year 2009, 2008, between 2008 and 2009. And that is when they were creating what we call Bitcoin, when Bitcoin came to existence. So that's where because Bitcoin basically was built onto blockchain. So a rough idea on when it started or how it started building between 2008 and 2009. That's when we started having blockchain in place. So basically that is when we started having it in the whole entire globe.
So blockchains is a technology that's been around.
Yes.
And the first, how people discovered it was when the first application was introduced to people, which is the cryptocurrencies. More specifically, Bitcoin.
Yes.
Okay, because those are phrases people have been hearing,
Exactly.
but they don't realize that actually the cryptocurrencies, or specifically Bitcoin, is built on the technology called blockchain.
Yes.
Okay, so this is basically just transactions being recorded.
Exactly.
This technology enables these transactions to be recorded on there.
Yes.
And I believe that maybe we shed enough light on what a blockchain is.
Yes.
People normally talk about the word blocks and chain. Is it a chain of blocks of computers all working together? I've seen these analogies being put around.
Yeah, as I say, blockchain.
So
say blocks. It's a chain of blocks that contain information.
Correct. That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yes, the data which is stored inside a block depends on types of blockchain. On blockchain, for example, a Bitcoin block contains information about the sender, receiver, and the number of Bitcoins to be transferred. Basically, it's a chain of blocks that contains information. That's in simple terms, that's how it is. Yes.
So it's a chain of blocks with all this information distributed around these computers.
Yes.
And they're immediately accessible to all groups.
Yes.
At any one time.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's just go ahead and maybe just give us a brief rundown about how the thing works. Maybe you can add on to that a bit, because now we're discussing how blockchain actually works.
Blockchain is a record-keeping technology designed to make it impossible to hack the system. It's basically a system that was built since we are living in the era of internet. We're living in the era of technology. They realized that building something that is going to keep records or designed to keep records, and then it's hard for hackers to manipulate, because hackers are always there out there to manipulate systems that are being built or forge the data stored on it. They either forge and duplicate or hack or crash them completely. So blockchain came into play to design or to put up a system that nobody can be able to hack or manipulate the data that is stored. That's why we call it making it secure and immutable. It's a type of distributed ledger technology, that a digital system for recording transactions related data in multiple places at the same time. You're sending information, I am also at the other end, I am receiving, but make sure in between nobody is able to manipulate that information. So the sender and receiver are able to make transactions in such a way that nobody else is in between who can be able to hack. So blockchain comes in play to make sure that this information is secure, the data is secure, it is stored, it's immutable, and no one is able to hack or manipulate. So in simple terms, that is why I can bring out the blockchain, or in simple terms how somebody can explain or somebody can understand why blockchain came in play.
Yeah, so as you were obviously explaining all of that, I noticed that you even started touching on the advantages of the other keywords that we've spoken about. Yes. One of the keywords was immutable. Exactly. Immutability, meaning it's fixed and changed. There's an advantage in that, that it cannot be tampered or manipulated. Once the data is logged on there, that's it. And then there's another one which is record keeping.
Exactly.
And of course, the other keywords that we've touched on is the word itself, blockchain, blocks in a chain, blocks in a chain. Exactly. And it's just a chain of blocks that contain information. So that's something that your data, yes, that you've clearly elaborated on, and I think I'm satisfied with that.
Exactly.
And of course, you've also touched on the Bitcoin being the first application of this technology, which was obviously used to facilitate this sender, receiver, and all other data, transfer data. I don't know if I got it correctly. Maybe you can touch on the main purpose of the blockchain again, just so that I can be clear about that one.
The main purpose, as I said, the main purpose of this whole system was to decentralize ledger of all transactions across peer-to-peer network. Peer-to-peer is I send, you send, or I send, you receive. You send me, I receive. That is peer-to-peer. I'm dealing with somebody across. He sends and I receive, I send, he receives. Basically, the purpose of this whole thing is to decentralize the systems in place. In that, when I am to send you, previously you knew how we were sending information. I would go through, if I don't go through Gmail, which is managed by somebody, I have to go through post office, which is managed by somebody. They were all kind of centralized system. Now, blockchain comes in play to decentralize the whole entire way on how we manage data, manage transactions, stuff like that. So the purpose of this is how we can manage transactions using technology. Basically, participants can confirm transactions without a need for a central clearing authority, something like that, which I've already talked about. There's nobody who should first confirm that so and so has sent ABCD. It's a peer, it's a way you send, you receive, I send, you receive, something like that. It's a straight away kind of transaction. So this whole thing was brought to make sure to manage how we can transact, how we can send data, and how removing that central person or decentralize the whole entire system on how we manage our transactions.
So maybe if I can just recap and see if I've actually grabbed most of what you said there very well. So the main purpose of this blockchain technology was to decentralize.
Exactly.
Whereas the old system was centralized.
Exactly.
As you mentioned the word central clearing authority. So the idea was to decentralize transactions.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. And there was and these transactions was to be able to facilitate as well peer-to-peer transactions without having to need that middle person, that central authority to clear. Especially in trades and transactions, the transfers and things like that. So really, this is a disruptor, as we can see. But now, as you were talking there, I figured that the number one person I can think of on top of my head, or industry, would be the banking industry.
Exactly.
It's potentially, the potential disruption to them is very high, because the banking system relies so much on central banks and centralized
Yes.
systems of clearing, or central authority, like I said, the central banks. So maybe just give us how this thing works, or would work in the new banking system,
Yes.
compared to what's currently available.
You realize that currently one has to get money, you have to take money to the bank. If you're sending money, you have to send money to you have to go to the bank. You use Western Union, you use MoneyGram or stuff like that. But with the new system that are being built right now, the decentralized in the whole system, but you can easily be able to transfer your funds without necessarily going to any of these institutions. Because right now blockchain is being developed to allow people to trade directly with each other using records of transactions kept in a shared ledger. This eliminates the need for middlemen, like stock exchange, banks. If banks are cut out of the loop, it is inevitable that their share price could suffer. Now, share prices, charges. There are charges on all these transactions that we make in the banks. So, at the end of the day, blockchain is being built to make sure that you and me, wherever you are able to transfer your income or your money directly to the person who you want that money to reach up to, without those big charges that are being charged people into the bank. So at the end of the day, we are going to eliminate so many people, and in that way we have had so many brokers or many middlemen who are like, when we talk about Western Union, when we talk about money, those are all brokers or middlemen who are trying to help us transfer our funds. But when it comes to blockchain, it's going to eliminate all those, so that you and me are able to transfer or receive funds without that middleman. Currently in Uganda or in East Africa, we have what we call mobile money. The mobile money system has purely a simple kind of blockchain. Actually, for me, I call it a blockchain of Uganda or of East Africa, where individuals are able to walk into a place and are able to transfer money, put money on their phones, and they're able to transfer money directly to the person who they want the money to reach up to, without walking to the banks. Though there are still high charges because of taxes of government and stuff like that, but I believe it's the simplest way how the trends are changing from the local way of transferring money through the banks to the recent one that we're trying to build a mobile money or through the blockchain. So the development is still in process, and I believe at the end of the day we're going to eliminate completely these middlemen and brokers who are in between the transaction that we're supposed to have.
So that's all it's absolutely amazing, because I can see the modern financial system being totally disrupted.
Exactly.
So we've talked about banks, but then there is also the money transfer companies. Then you have the stock exchange, possibly, because transactions, the middlemen who are transacting in the middle there are being eliminated, because the peers are meeting each other instantly. They are working directly with each other. So that's amazing, because this then leads me on to the next question, is like, this blockchain, is it owned by someone? What's this thing? I mean, the ordinary person will say, what's this thing? Who owns the blockchain?
It's very simple. Nobody owns blockchain technology. Everybody owns it, because it's a platform that was built for everyone up there. It's like the way where we invented the internet. Internet is out there for everybody to access. No matter whether they say it's owned by somebody out there who's saying, but this is technology. This was built by everybody, so nobody owns it. This is one of the unique future of blockchain tech, where future of technology, which is unique, and this collective ownership and accountability is what makes blockchain very secure and limited. So, in simple terms, it's not owned by anyone. It's something that is owned by everybody out there, where everybody and anyone can access and be able to use it and have transactions done, and it's accessible and clear and unique. So nobody owns blockchain.
It's an open source technology.
Yes.
Where anyone can build anything on it.
Exactly.
Almost like you said, you've compared it to the internet.
Yes.
So this is groundbreaking for the future. Yes. I can see.
Yes.
Just out of background curiosity, who invented blockchain?
To put it.
We hear so many rumors and stories, but like for example, the people talk about who invented Bitcoin, but who invented the blockchain? I mean,
blockchain was invented by an unknown person behind the online cash currency called Bitcoin.
So blockchain and Bitcoin almost rose.
They started at the same time. Yes, they started at the same time.
Yeah.
And there is only a simple word or simple name that we always hear out there, who nobody knows. They call that person is Satoshi Nakamoto. That is what
Japanese.
Satoshi, yes, Japanese, but nobody knows who he is.
It's a pseudonym.
Yes, it's just something that was put out there. Nobody knows who Satoshi is. But what we know, it's something that was quoted by that unknown person. About 2009, the way I say 2009, between 2008 2009, that's when this whole blockchain concept came in play. And it was created with that online cash, because they move hand in hand. Blockchain and Bitcoin are correlated. They are like brothers, twins. Without blockchain, without Bitcoin, I believe they wouldn't have Bitcoin in play. Or without Bitcoin, we wouldn't have blockchain, because Bitcoin was built onto the blockchain. Both move hand in hand. So the answer you have for me is blockchain was built by that unknown person called Satoshi Nakamoto.
Allegedly called that.
And that name is just the way you call pseudo. It's just a pseudonym. It's something that they just picked and put, but nobody knows him. Nobody knows where he stays. Nobody knows whether he exists. So it's just a pseudonym, the way you call it. But it is unknown.
Okay. So now that's clearly made. We won't delve into it much longer.
Yes.
But I wanted to understand then. I mean, you touched on something as you were talking about blockchain, which is Bitcoin.
Yes.
Without going into a lot of technical detail, I'm assuming that Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Just give us
your
views on
Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that was created in 2009, and this currency is the way we call it today is a store of value. It's like gold, and it was built purely on blockchain. Using algorithms on internet. Those who did programming on in computer systems or computer science, they understand algorithm. They understand some concepts that we call C++ or programming languages. So all this was built onto using the computer systems. So in 2009, that unknown person sat back and built a currency, because they realized that the world, the trend of currency is changing, and they realized that they needed to come up with a currency called Bitcoin, which is going to now a cryptocurrency that is going to be used onto online or onto a system.
Maybe just ask you a question.
Yes.
Is it called a cryptocurrency because they're using encrypted codes?
Exactly.
Is that why? So the word crypto is encryption.
Encryption, yes. It comes from that narrative, yes.
Maybe I wanted to know, how does cryptos and blockchain differ or in advantage compared to, say, traditional banking? You know?
Oh, The beauty with the cryptocurrency is
and the blockchain system.
and the blockchain system.
Technology.
The beauty with cryptocurrency and blockchain and the local banking, or the way you say it, is we would want the transaction, or the way I said it previously, is you who are transacting, you're transacting directly without necessarily having anybody in between. When there's any transaction, you are able to transact, you are able to track, you are able to know, you the sender and the receiver, or that are doing this transaction between the two people. Both of you are able to receive or to send or to have this transaction done without necessarily having anybody between. So it is easy for you to follow up or to do what we call this word of like there's no need of saying you're going to look for any other middleman. Actually, the word would be middleman. You're crossing out this person who would come in and say
intermediaries.
Those intermediaries. The beauty with it that you're crossing out all those intermediaries, that you're able to transact with anybody at any time, and the transaction is fast and instant.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that are major, the major advantages, or the good things with this whole new concept in cryptocurrency or in blockchain.
Fantastic. And actually those advantages, I think on top of that, I believe, as I'm listening to you, the volume of transactions is even probably greater than what you get in a traditional bank, where there's queues, a lot of waiting times and stuff like that.
You will do millions of transactions in a microsecond.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's a powerful, real disruptor of how things are going to be done.
Yes.
So now, then we can then move on to Bora Finance.
Exactly.
Because Bora Finance, obviously, now, as we've spoken in last segments, is a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization.
Yes.
It has if you want, a coin, which we could call a cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
It's also going to be like a platform built on the blockchain.
Exactly.
So all these puzzles now are beginning to make sense to the ordinary person. Just tell us about what blockchain platforms are available, the most common ones. You don't have to tell us the whole list,
Yes.
but just the main ones that people would encounter.
The main ones that we know, or the most common ones, we have Ethereum blockchain. We also have Cardano. We have Phantom. We have quite a number of them. But
so these are called blockchain platforms,
where you, an individual or company or anybody, can build you can build so many other apps or applications onto those blockchains.
Really? Okay. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
So now that that's very clear. So the main ones I have heard of, Ethereum,
Yes.
Cardano, and the other one that you mentioned.
Yes.
Is it Phantom?
Phantom.
Yes. But the main two that I tend to hear a lot is Ethereum and Cardano.
Cardano.
I know that in Bora Finance we've gone for Cardano. So this is a great opportunity for us now to conclude by maybe talking to people why we went for Cardano compared to, say, Ethereum.
The reason why we went for Cardano is because Cardano is programmable. Some other blockchains a little bit tricky and hard to program on them. But when it comes to Cardano is programmable, and on top of serving as a way to store and transmit value, it also allows users to create self-executing programs called dApps, or decentralized applications, which offer services such as assets, exchanges, and art markets onto the network. Basically, Cardano allows users to build onto them. The way I said previously, I said blockchain or some of these blockchains allow users to build onto them, because there are so many other different decentralized applications that we build that help users or help us as individuals to use or to work on them, like assets, like exchanges, like so many of them that people are building across onto different blockchains. So with Cardano is first of all, it is fast, and this platform is it's programmable. You can easily change a few things here and there in case you're building any use case. You can still go back and it allows you to change a few things onto its blockchain, unless others which are a little bit complicated. So the reason why I went for Cardano is just because of that. It's programmable, it's easy to use. You can easily program your DApp, your decentralized application, and be able to roll it out there for individuals. Like now, for this case of Bora DApp, we chose Cardano because of basically that, because we are trying to build a use case in Uganda or in Africa, where we are going to empower students, giving them loans in their universities or institutions, so that to fund them, so that they are able to complete their education, and then we are able to build leaders, the future leaders.
Having social impact.
Having a social impact onto the community. So basically, Cardano, we chose that because of that, because it allows us to have impact onto the community, because we did a research. We first did a research and got collective information into the communities, and we are now well versed with what need do students to our community the need that we need to solve into our community. So Cardano allows us to program every need or everything that we've collected from the students out there. We're able to execute it properly onto the blockchain that we're trying to build onto it. So Cardano becomes the best, one of the best blockchain that we chose.
Okay, I get it. So in a nutshell, Cardano offers Bora Finance the ability to be the technical flexibility for us to do the things that we need to do to build our platform well.
Exactly.
And make it exactly user-friendly for the people that are going to be using it.
Exactly.
So, in a nutshell, Cardano is our preferred blockchain platform.
Yes.
People now know what a blockchain platform is. They know that we're building on that.
Yes.
We also know that I think we've digested very well this thing called blockchain, at least for the ordinary person, in very simple terms and quite briefly. So I think at this point maybe we can leave and allow things to end here.
Please.
Because that's more than enough to digest in this segment.
Please.
Thank you very much.
Please, thank you.
And we shall continue from there on.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.